Hey guys, so new video today. You couldn't tell. It's a video about Uncharted. So I bought Uncharted. I finished it a couple weeks ago, and my goodness, is it a gorgeous game? That is the first thing that I even talk about when someone brings up or mentions Uncharted 4. I'm like, that is a beautiful game, and I just don't see how things can get any better. I mean, of course they will with technology advances, but I mean, this game is this game. I want to go into my experiences with the Uncharted series before I start talking about Uncharted 4. So I got a PS3 on my 14th birthday. I got one game with it. It was the Transformers movie game. I played the heck out of that. And then next year, my 15th birthday, I got a bunch of stuff that I didn't really care for, I guess. Like, I collect cards. I still have a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards in my backpack right next to me, my old like 4th grade Spider-Man backpack. And well, I played baseball too, and my parents were huge Giants fans, San Francisco Giants fans. So for my 15th birthday, I got a huge box, about yay big, full of stacks and packs of baseball cards. And yeah, they were cool, but I mean, I didn't really collect sports cards, so I was like, eh. I opened all my other stuff. I think I got socks or a shirt or something. And my last present was I think it was just one video game that year. It was Uncharted Drake's Fortune, but I haven't heard of the Uncharted series. I haven't heard of its successes. So I'm walking around a bit, and I go in my room. My dad's, because I used to be our computer room as well. My room doubled as our computer room. So I go in there. My dad's playing some of Uncharted, and I walk in on the part where it's pretty much early the first level, where before you go down into the temple type thing, where you have to figure out how to get underground. You gotta push the big boulder down, it crashes down, makes an opening. It's that part there. And then he hands me the controller and just kind of walks away. I didn't know that was the beginning, or that wasn't the very beginning. So I play from there. I play for a little bit. I get stuck. I was having some fun with it, and then I get stuck at the part with the Eddie's pirates on the it's hard to describe without being super vague. When Nate and Elena crash land on the island, and you're still trying to get to Elena. I can't really describe the part exactly without being super. Yeah. So I'm stuck on that level, and I put it down. I don't think I picked it up till maybe a year or two later, about a year and a half later, when I hear Uncharted 3 is coming out. I'm like, Uncharted 3, and I start seeing some trailers and some videos for it. I'm like, wow, this looks really cool. And then, I'm like, wait, Uncharted, that sounds familiar. And I find my game, I pull it out, I go finish it, I go to eBay, I buy the Game of the Year edition of Among Thieves. I played through that game. That was super fun. Obviously at that point between 1 and 2, 2 was my favorite. It was just great action. The cinematics were like incredible. There weren't there were still quite a few cutscenes. But there were just the level layouts and stuff like that. Again, gorgeous game for its time. It's the scene with where the building's crashing down, the helicopter's chasing after you, and you're still playing through as it's coming down, and then later on you're on the train as it's moving, climbing through the top, climbing through the inside, all that. It's amazing. It was amazing, and I found it 10 times better than the first game, which I thought was still pretty good. I mean, it didn't really hold up for me. I played through the whole trilogy before Uncharted 4 came out, and I found myself just trying to get to the end so I can get to the later two games So Uncharted 3, I did not get it when it first came out. I think I got the Game of the Year edition, so it was quite a while after it came out at least. I played that. I think I enjoyed it even more than number 2. The soundtrack, I think, is what I like the most about it. The classic Nathan Drake theme, I have it on my phone. That's how much I really enjoy it. The soundtrack of this game series is amazing. It makes you feel like you're on an adventure with Nathan. And it's incredible. And I highly recommend, if you can find it, I mean, if you have an iPhone, obviously it's on the iTunes store. Or if you can find it anywhere, Amazon, find it on a CD. I don't know if they made CD copies of the soundtrack, but if you can find it, I highly recommend you get it, and it's an incredible thing to listen to. This series as a whole, it really calls back to like an Indiana Jones era, like adventure, treasure hunting, guns a-blazing kind of stuff. It's incredibly fun. And then, so if you have a PlayStation, obviously, or if you're connected to the internet at all, obviously you've heard of The Last of Us. Incredible game, incredible story. I can do a whole nother video on it. But for this video, I'm just gonna say this. Uncharted was, like I said, the fun adventure treasure hunting game. Last of Us, this dark, depressing for a lot of people, this dark, post-apocalyptic zombie, they're called infected, type story where you get Ellie, a little girl. I'm not going to spoil anything because even though it's been out for a couple of years now, say it was 2013, so about 3 years now, I don't want to spoil anything because the story is really where this game is at. You have this little girl, you play as Joel, this older, like 40-something-year-old man. You travel across the country, and you have to take her to a destination. And throughout there, you meet people, you see things. I thought that game was gorgeous, and saw Uncharted 4. Before I get ahead of myself, Last of Us, like I said, dark, kind of gritty, down, hard, real stuff. Then we get to Uncharted 4. With the success of that kind of, I don't want to say formula, but kind of layout of themes, you kind of figure it has to carry over to the next game that Naughty Dog makes, no matter which series it's part of. So Uncharted 4, it did not lose all the fun of the previous 3 games, but it did pull over some of those dark kind of themes, the darkness from The Last of Us. And it's not overwhelming, but it is noticeable. Like in the opening theme, for the background, this is just a image I found on a website from the opening cinematic cutscene from Uncharted 4, which was probably my favorite one of the whole game. It was just the credits. You just go in through, it's like a treasure map kind of thing. You're going through, it's flashing across the title, different cuts from the first 3 games, and then, you know, the opening credits and all that. And I just thought that was my favorite part of the game, and it was only in the first, 5 minutes. I thought I had screenshotted that, and I was going to use that, but instead I had to pull up this Google image. So then I popped in the disc, and I was going to use the the menu screen, because I had forgotten if it had the title on there or not. It didn't. The rest of the games, you have the title, you have, you know, like the background of some kind of environment that you're going to travel to in there, and you got the awesome theme music in there. And Uncharted 4, I haven't noticed if there's anything in the background. It's like silence, and then you have a skeleton in a cage just swinging. And there's like a jungle in the background. It reminded me a lot of The Last of Us menu screen, where it was this one like quiet little tune playing in the background, and you had the window with the branches coming through, and it's just like that. So you can see that the darkness, not the don't want to use the word darkness because it sounds like, well, dark. It's just those, there's no really way around it. The dark tones of Last of Us did carry over. Uncharted 4. The game was delayed, I think, as far as I can count, 2 or 3 times. It was supposed to come out last year, 2015. I had pre-ordered it when it was still set to release in April this year, 2016. And then it was pushed back one more time to May 10th. You know, I picked it up. I was like, alright, I've been so hyped for this game to come out ever since I finished Uncharted 3 and heard they were making a number 4. I go to GameStop, I pick it up, I put it in. On the first day I played it all the way up to maybe the 4th or 5th to the last chapter maybe. I don't remember where I stopped. It was in the 20s, I remember that. I played up to the 20th chapter, somewhere in the 20s. And then day 2, I played up to the last chapter. And then, you know, third day, I pick it up, play it for about an hour, finish the game. And I actually sat there through the end credits, just like, I wasn't even really reading anything. I was just like, just kind of staring glazed face at the credits, listening to the music for the whole thing. That's how, like, awestruck I was. Uncharted 4 is an incredible game. It's a gorgeous game, beautiful game. They even have a, in your stats menu, you can see how long you were just standing still. I think I totaled up a couple hours of just standing still throughout the whole game. It's a gorgeous game to look at. If that's the best compliment I can give it, is that if it's a beautiful game, that is a great compliment to give it. Obviously, it has some great gameplay. It has a pretty nice story. When I heard Pirate Treasure, as you know, this is the last, at least of Nathan Drake's story. So at least I'm not going to give anything away, no spoilers. But I mean, I think it's been pretty confirmed that this is the end of Nathan Drake's story. Is Uncharted 4: Thief's End. So I mean, as his final adventure to be a pirate story, it kind of makes sense in a way. I mean, he's a treasure hunter, he's an adventurer. It's kind of similar to a pirate. I mean, in the first game, you had El Dorado. I mean, that was a good opening point. El Dorado, showing it's not a giant golden city, but it's a cursed golden statue. I mean, that's a pretty good opening. It starts kind of large scale, brings it down a little bit. Second game, you have Shambhala and the Chintamani Stone. Third game, it's, I forgot, what was it? Atlantis of the Sands. You know, these grand scale places that you're going to with their own items. And then fourth game, it's a pirate story, the greatest pirate treasure ever plundered. I kind of felt that for the end treasure that you're going after throughout this whole game, it was kind of smaller scale for it to be the end of his story, if you kind of get what I'm saying. They do a great job at introducing a new character and making us care about him all in the same game at the end of this series. First game, Sam, Elena, Sully. Second game, Sam, Elena, Sully, and Chloe. Third game, not so much Sully, bringing in Charlie Cutter. Chloe's back again for a little bit. Sully comes back at the end for a large portion of it. And then the fourth game, it's Nate, Elena, and they bring in Sam, Nate's brother, who has never been brought up before in any of the previous games. They give you some flashback levels, like in Uncharted 3 when you're playing as Kid Drake, Kid Nathan. You're playing as younger Kid Nathan, older brother Sam. You're running around, jumping around, causing some trouble, and they know how to really make you care about him. I don't really like when in any series, TV, movie, game, book, how they all of a sudden they just introduce this another like relative out of nowhere when there was no previous mention of them at all whatsoever. But it worked in here. They made us really care about Sam when things happened and you thought something was happening to him that made you really care about him, even though he's this new character that you've never even heard of before. Uncharted 4, great job. Beautiful game. I definitely recommend you pick up this game. Go, if you haven't played any of the Uncharted games, pick up the Nathan Drake collection for PS4, play 1, 2, 3, and then go get Uncharted 4, or buy it all at once, whatever you want, but play it in the order. If you play the previous games, it really helps with this game. You don't have to play the first 3 to understand what's going on in here, but it really helps you get connected to the story arc of Nathan, Elena, Sully, and all of them. Go get it. Go buy it. Go play it. So I have a question for you guys. What is your favorite Uncharted game? Or your favorite adventure game? Put it down in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned.